Hello friends, in this video I'm going to talk about how to define a research problem. It is quite important for second language researchers, especially those who do research in English language teaching, to understand how to define a research problem. Most of the researchers have to struggle a lot to come up with a proper definition of the research problem that they have to do, in fact, as part of their hypotheses. How to create a hypothesis is all about identifying a research problem, and then possibly you have to define the research problem in a very specific manner. That means you should know what is the target group on which you're going to do research, and the subject area. You have to be microscopic about your subject area, and you'll have to define the research problem in specific. That means you have to say what is exactly that you want to study all about. What sort of research are you going to conduct? It's of course part of your study that you're going to do. You have to investigate a lot on that particular research problem before you define the research problem. That means you have to read a lot once you identify a particular research problem. For example, if you have identified lack of fluency among school-going students, especially say in the age group of 10 and 12, then you would have to read a lot of research dissertations and articles related to that particular problem of fluency development. And you'll define your research group, because the focus of the research has to be specific to a particular student group. So you'll have to target a particular group, and you'll have to take samples and then read research articles or research books or all sorts of literature available related to that particular research problem. So my suggestion is that you have to define your research problem by stating what is your objective of the research, number one. Number two, how you're going to investigate it, and what is the methodology that you're going to follow it. You'll have to read a few research books, articles, dissertations in this regard before you define it. So once you define your research problem, consult your prospective research supervisor or an ELT expert. So sit with the ELT expert and see whether you have come to the exact close-up of your research problem, because when you go very close to the research problem, sometimes you will have more clarity. So the clarity on research comes or evolves only after you read a lot or investigate a lot, or develop a specific method of approaching it. So that comes only if you have an absolute idea or a thorough analysis of the problem. So it's quite important for people to think about a research problem before they start writing their research proposal, or for their PhD, or for any other research projects. Most of the students would like to define a research problem by going through the abstracts available in the same area. I would suggest them not to do it. First, of course, it's quite important for them to go through those research abstracts, the possible research articles, or book reviews in the books, all the consultations of a few people or with a few experts. They have to sit and discuss and deliberate and calibrate on these issues, come up with the possible solutions, of course. Then before they identify a specific problem, it is quite important for them to do all these kinds of preliminary work. But that doesn't help you to define it because somebody else says it. I would say, as a researcher, it is your primary responsibility to put it down in writing what you would like to convey it to your researchers or your fellow research scholars. So I would say defining a research problem is a first step. In case you need any further help in this regard, please consult me. I'm there to do the best for you. Good luck to you.